No big green screen intro. We're going to simply break into it. We're going to look at 10 knives that I wish I had tried sooner. Some of them have been out for a while. Some of them I've had for a while, but I waited a while to get any of them. So let's go ahead and take a look at these. Well, like I said in the intro, we're going to look at all 10 of these knives individually, but we're going to start with this one right here. The Stein Grabber Performance Knives Lamia. There we go. I'll pronounce it. I'll try to continue to pronounce it correctly. This thing is absolutely amazing. This one is in crew wear. The crew wear on this has stood up to some serious robust cutting. This is probably the best cutting knife I have had come in on the channel maybe ever. It slices through everything so well. The action on it is amazing. The feel in hand is super, super comfortable. Alex did an amazing job on this. This is probably one of the best all-around folding knives I have had come in a very, very long time. This thing's amazing. I did a maintenance video on this. I took it apart and cleaned it up and put it back together so you guys can see what's inside it. I'll put a link to that video here. But it is absolutely incredible how well it cuts, how well it feels, how it carries, the weight distribution, everything on this. It makes sense as to why it took Alex so long to finally get these out on the market. And if you can find one of these, do not shy away from picking them up. I know they're expensive, but they're worth every effing penny. So next knife, the Spyderco PM2. This is an incredible knife. This is probably the best knife that Spyderco makes, in my opinion. It is just about perfect in the way it feels in hand, the way it cuts, the way things are. Even I get upset with their plunge grinds on their knives. I can even look past that. I added a compression made easy, a CME on this, so I basically turned it into a button lock, and I dyed the scales. This thing gets more pocket time than any of the knives in my collection outside of my Norseman. The S90V on this has got about the best heat treat I have ever seen on S90V outside of custom knives. The construction on it is beautiful. I was able to rectify the centering issue on this. This thing is this, in my opinion, is the best knife that Spyderco makes. If you have not tried a PM2, I absolutely recommend picking one up. You can pick them up in S90V and other materials. Sometimes they do sprint runs. An amazing, amazing knife that I should not have waited 6 years to get. Your next knife is the Kaiser Mini Roach. Now, Jared gave this to me as a gift. Jared over at Neves Knives. He told me I could keep it. He had more than one. I absolutely wish I had gotten this knife. Now, I had tried the original Roach, and it was okay. It just wasn't for me. But this Mini is amazing. It has got a nice, deep, hollow grind that comes back to a super thin behind the edge profile, super slicey. It is done in 154 cm. And one of the coolest things about it is this flipper tab is removable. You take this apart. There's a set screw in here. You take it out and you just take this off, put the screw back in it, and toss it in a magnetic bowl and leave it somewhere else. I put it back on for this video just so you guys could see it. I absolutely prefer it without. Reverse flick is amazing. This is a performance cutter. If you need a knife to do a lot of cutting and just keep doing it, this would be the knife. I love the reverse honeycomb on this. Very, very similar to the reverse honeycomb on my Norseman that I carry all the time. So beautiful knife. Thanks again, Jared, for giving me this. It's making an appearance in a lot of videos, and I just wish I had tried it sooner. So next knife on this list is also a knife that Jared brought to my attention. The KATSU knives, any of the KATSU knives. I have a titanium version here. This is my personal one. To the point I like these knives so much, Jared introduced them to me. I bought this, and I was not in the market to buy any knives. This one is in 154 cm and carbon fiber. It's a liner lock. This is only $86. There is a link to their website down below that you can find, and I will try to put a link to this down there. But this thing is absolutely amazing. Japanese style, almost like a Rockstead, full convex, beautiful finish on this that has held up to a lot of cutting, and all it's taken was a little bit of cleanup. Sharpening on this, this is probably some of the best 154 cm I've had. The beauty of this is those scales are gorgeous. That polished carbon fiber on that is beautiful. And if you're worried about the fact it doesn't have a pocket clip, it comes with one of the best little sheaths for a small folding knife. that you can actually carry scout carry. It is incredible. I actually put this in my watch pocket, fifth pocket, coin pocket, whatever you guys call it. But this thing, the action on these just are amazing at the price you're paying. I honestly think that this just knocks a Rockstead out of the water when you look at the value you're getting when you're not giving up too much on quality. So that's it on this one. Next knife is the QSP Pangolin. Still, in my opinion, one of the best budget tactical style folding knives you're gonna find. This thing finds its way in my pocket so often. It's done in D2 and green G10. Typically, I'm not a fan of the OD green. It just works on this one. Super comfortable. These are not expensive. These are very affordable, and they are a great knife. They cut well, they sharpen up well. The D2 that's on this takes about as good an edge as any D2 I've had. The heat treat on this is obviously spot on. Liner lock on this thing is just amazing. It's lean, it's downward leaning, it's kind of aggressive, like that tactical style, but that lets it cut so well. Everything I've cut with this, cardboard, wood, anything, it just screams through it, and it's got a very good feel in hand. Access to the lock bar is brilliant. The action is great. It carries well. It is an all-around winner, and if you don't pick one of these up, you are kind of missing out. So that's it on that one. So this is a knife I would have never tried out if I hadn't been given it as a gift. This is the OLAMIK 247 in the Sheep's Cliff blade. Now, this was a gift, and I had been on the fence about getting an OLAMIK for years, but this thing is absolutely one of the most ergonomic knives to have in hand and cut with you are going to find. This is an M390 blade that comes down brilliantly. It's sharp as all get out. The handles on it are about the most comfortable you're going to find. You just kind of fall into that grip. I did re-anodize all of this, everything you see on this, and refinish the blade. So this is not the stock finish. But this pocket clip is incredibly comfortable in hand, in and out of pocket. It just slides brilliantly. The action on this is, as the first time I haven't had it deployed, is amazing. You just hear it just slam open, bang. Lockup is perfect. You've got some brilliant access to the lock bar. And as far as a knife to do a lot of tasks with, this would be one I absolutely recommend. It doesn't get a lot of pocket time because there's so many other knives that I have, and I put a lot of work into the finish, but awesome knife. And I would never have tried it if it hadn't been a gift. I should have tried one sooner. This is the Kaiser Drop Bear, and Jared recommended this to me. He gave me some points on Mojave Outdoors to use. He was like, I'm never going to use them all. Just get yourself a handful of Kaiser knives. This is a 940 killer. I hate people get upset when I say it. This absolutely just blows the Benchmade 940 out of the water. This thing is incredible. Aluminum scales, steel liners. It has got a crossbar access style lock that is better than any of the Benchmades I've ever had. There is no blade play. This comes down to a brilliantly thin behind the edge, comfortable in hand, fills the hand well. Pocket clip carries nice and deep. The anodizing on this holds up incredibly well. Hard coat ano is amazing. The coated blade on this is great. The action, it's one of the few that just snaps open because it doesn't stay soft and detent because it comes with replaceable springs. So you have one set of springs that are tighter than the other. You can just replace the springs. The only complaint I had about this knife when I did the review was that the jimping was a little bit soft. Other than that, this just knocks the 940 out of the water. So there you go. The Kaiser Drop Bear. Guys, there are few things I'm as picky about as my coffee, and I love to have the freshest possible coffee. So what better company than Coffee Brand Coffee that is providing you on-demand roasted coffee? They don't even roast the beans until you order your coffee. They're providing it on demand, delivered to your door, the freshest coffee possible. And because I'm picky, I've picked companies that absolutely support what I believe in. There is no chance that Coffee Brand Coffee is going to support causes that I don't believe in, because there's no BS, there's no politics, no activism dollars. They take all of my money and put it back into the company, and they take your money and they support channels like mine. So please go check out Coffee Brand Coffee. Coupon code Crazy Sharp, all one word, capital C, capital S, saves you 5% at checkout. Support the channel, support what they're doing. It's great. Canset Prickle. This is a fun little front flipper gentleman's folder. I picked this up after I had the one that Jared sent in for review. I liked it, and once I sent it his back, I'm like, you know what? I need one of these, and picked this up. This is a great little knife. Even though the blade is fairly thin, it transitions down to a nice behind the edge profile. Cuts really well. Even though it's kind of plain and thin, comfortable to carry because it's nice and broad. The looks on this are great. It has got one of the few front flippers or top flippers that I absolutely do like. I find it very, very nice to deploy. It's the fit and finish on this is great. And like I said, it is still a very, very functional blade, and it does not take up, it's very minimal in the pocket how much space it takes. So if you're looking for a nice little gentleman's folder that you want to throw in your pocket that has got some flash and pop, this might be one you want to look at. And I really kind of felt like I missed the boat when Jared sent me one. I was like, why didn't I see this, or why haven't I checked these out sooner? Pocket clip on it is a great pocket clip, and it's not at all a hot spot. This is a great little carry. Absolutely recommend picking one of these up. This is the mini Toughlight, and this is absolutely amazing. I did not think I would like this knife. I didn't think it was actually smaller than its actual counterpart, but it absolutely is. You see how much smaller it is. This is the actual Toughlight. This is a knife that I should have tried years ago, considering how much I like the Toughlight. This thing is the smallest knife you will find with an actual triad lock. This is a perfect little knife to give to someone that needs a small knife to carry and use, and you still get a lot of use. This is probably as good as a lot of much larger knives when it comes to cutting. And when you see how much you really don't lose that much on blade length, but what you get is, I think this is more comfortable. This is an amazing little knife for like someone like a wife, a daughter, or somebody that needs a small knife for working purposes. But it is brilliant how good this is in such a small package. And I waited years to get one and try it, and I wouldn't have if I hadn't gotten it as a Christmas present. So let's move on to the very last knife. And this final knife is another one that I think just destroys the Benchmade 940 when it comes to functionality. And it's all because the Benchmade 940 is just too thick. Like, it's just got too many issues with how it cuts. This is the Oaksworks EDX Solar Storm in M390 and olive micarta. These, not only is this an absolutely beastly functional knife compared to some of the other things you get in knives this size, this is just absolutely gorgeous. It's done in M390 with a hollow grind that comes down to what they call a modified sheep's foot. I really don't care what you call it. It's amazing. This spends a lot of time in pocket. It does a lot of cutting. The finish on it has held up. You can't really see any scratches on it. That's one of the things I like about this coarser satin. You've got a finger choil here where you can get up on it, but you can stay back here. This is basically functional jimping, and it's just done beautifully. Everything on it is done high end. You know, the sculpted pocket clip that you get. Awesome knife, and it definitely does things that the Benchmade 940 does. And a lot of people are like, oh, well, that's too expensive. It really is not outside of the realm of what Benchmade is charging for their flagship model, the 940 now, and it's better. So, like I said, there will be links to as many of these knives down below as I can find, and we're going to turn this around, do some final thoughts, and send you out about your day. That's 10 knives that I definitely should have tried sooner. Some of them have been here for a while, but they had been out for a long time before they ever found their way into my pocket. And I really feel like I missed the boat on some of those, and it's kind of sad. I could have had more time of enjoying those. Not to make this any longer, guys, you know what to do. Like, share, subscribe, drop a comment, hit the bell icon, thumbs up, thumbs down. If you don't like the video, tell me why. If you want to support the channel, a bunch of ways you can do it. I've got 2 sponsors. They have links down below that have discounts built right into them. It's Coffee Brand Coffee, guilt-free purchase, absolutely apolitical, won't support any causes that you do or don't agree with, and it's a money-back guarantee. Tempered Trail. Nathan is making hand-stitched wallets, kilties for your boots, and they have laces for your hiking and everyday wear shoes that are almost indestructible. I have got a coupon code of Crazy Sharp, all one word, that saves you 5% at FarronForgeKnifeWorks.com and Rose Craft Blades. You can use that there. I have an Amazon store down below. Take that link, pin it to your browser, use it for any shopping you're going to do. It supports the channel. It doesn't cost you anything at checkout. And I do have a preferred way to support the channel, which is my membership, because I can give back to you guys as a benefit. I have a tier-based benefits program for my members. Everyone has access to my private Discord. All of the members get early access to videos. All of the members also get exclusive content when I put it up. The premium and baseline guys are automatically entered into giveaways that I do off of YouTube, and the premium guys have access to a sharpening tutorial series here on YouTube behind that paywall. It's a lot of stuff to remember for an outro of a video. I love you guys. Keep it clean in the comments section. If it's your birthday, happy birthday, and I'll see you in the next video. Trash truck.